tonight on Chronicle. You ain't seen nothing, Clark Griswold. Follow the glow to Mitchell's Magic Christmas House in Claremont.
I try to tell a story with the lights and have things really, get the emotions of the song off through the lights.
Spending a haunted Christmas with the Sci-Fi Channel's Ghost Hunters, Jason and Grant, at the Spalding Inn.
Lots of reports of hauntings in this location that
For
span
80 years?
Yeah, span over 80 years from many of the previous owners and many of the guests who stayed here.
Plus, Fritz Weatherby's New Hampshire.
So Binky's neighbor, he saw this vinyl inflatable Rudolph, and he had a hunting rifle with him. I'll tell you the story.
That's next on Chronicle.
Christmas comes but once a year for those of you with children.
Or those of you who are big children yourselves.
We may have found the perfect pairing.
What better way to start the festivities than to enjoy a magical train ride with Santa?
That's right. Mr. S. Claus himself is known to frequent the Hobo Santa Express. The train departs from Hobo Junction here in Lincoln, and I, for one, can't wait to get on board.
Well, you've got to wait your turn. Santa's a busy man.
I know. I'm just a little bit excited.
Well, we're going to take you on board tomorrow. But in the meantime, are you looking for some holiday inspiration? Maybe you've driven by one of those homes with an elaborate lighting display and thought to yourself, I'm a holiday slouch.
Well, fear not, all you Clark Griswold wannabes. There's no Grinch in our first story.
Every year in Claremont, Brian Mitchell inspires hundreds of Granite Staters. His Magic Christmas is a combination of high-tech and traditional holiday displays with 45,000 lights.
Now, part of the show is computer-controlled and synchronized to music. And what's more, the display raises money for the Children's Hospital at Dartmouth.
So come with me and tour the house on Christmas Street and get into the true spirit of the holiday.
Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. We'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling.
I'm Brian Mitchell, and we're in Claremont, New Hampshire. And this is my Christmas display that I put up for everybody every year.
Brian Mitchell loves Christmas.
I've been crazy about decorating for Christmas really ever since I was a little kid.
It started with a single strand of lights and has grown into this holiday extravaganza.
I have about 45,000 lights in the display. And the blow molds, the plastic figures, I have over 100 of those. And a lot of wooden cutouts and wireframes.
What's more, the lights dance. Brian has the front yard display computer-controlled and synchronized to music.
I don't try to just synchronize it to music. I try to tell a story with the lights and have things really, get the emotions of the song off through the lights.
If you don't like the cold, you know what? You don't even have to get out of your car. You can just pull up right in front of the house, tune in to 95.9, and listen to the music being played on your own radio and watch the lights.
We usually have pretty much of a constant line of cars on the busy nights. On the quieter nights during the week, there's usually at least one or two cars sitting out in the yard or out in the street watching.
Striving for perfection, Brian constantly critiques his work.
I just stand out across the street some nights and just sit here and watch it.
Visitors can enjoy a repertoire of about 13 songs, including...
I've got a big Disney medley that I'm doing this year. Joy to the World by Go Fish, Boogie Woogie Santa.
The show repeats every quarter hour. What's more, depending upon when you visit, you might find Brian and his wife and daughter, candy canes in hand, outside dancing.
I'll miss the white Christmas. I'll miss the cool. I'll miss the bicycle. I'll miss the tender love.
The family has learned to indulge Brian's holiday hobby and is often on hand to greet their many visitors.
Sometimes they like it, sometimes they're just putting up with me. But they come out in the yard with me almost every night and, help to usher people in and out. And we find the donations work a little better when we talk with the people and
The display will run through New Year's Eve, and Brian considers it his Christmas gift to the community. And the giving doesn't stop there. Visitors may notice a collection box in the front yard to help the Mitchell family raise money for CHAD, Children's Hospital at Dartmouth.
The first year we animated, people kept wanting to give us money for the display and said, here, help with the electric bill and stuff, but we decided, we didn't want to keep it for ourselves or anything, so we started, the next year we put out the box for CHAD, and we've been able to raise a nice little check for them every year. Well, my daughter had a slight heart problem when she was a little bit younger than we had, and CHAD was there and really helped us out with that. And we just kind of have a connection because it's in the area, and it's just a great place.
The ornamentation spills out into the backyard. Visitors are encouraged to walk around and take in the sights, and there are certainly so many to see. There's the North Pole, along with some familiar faces who have been known to call it home, Santas galore, and a choir of angels. And even Snoopy makes an appearance.
You have just as many lights and displays back here as you do in the front yard.
Yeah, it's a whole different theme. The front yard is the show, and the backyard is more of a traditional Christmas display where everything's just on all night.
And what about the carousel? You said you were really proud of that?
Yeah, I designed and built that myself. I didn't get the idea from anybody else. It was just all come out of my head, really, and it tested my wood building skills, which aren't really great.
I like the fact that the music goes with the lights and that it's an activity that we can do all together as a family.
Families will drive from all over just to watch the lights twinkle. For some, it's become an annual pilgrimage.
It just brings my spirits up for Christmas, I guess.
You may be wondering, where does this display go after Christmas? Well, Brian says it takes him about 3 days to pack everything up. A good chunk of it goes in this shed here, but a lot of it also has to go inside the house, in the basement, in the attic, under beds, in closets, pretty much wherever there's available space. Well, that's where Christmas lights and some of the display goes.
Part of this tradition includes making it bigger and more dazzling.
I add a little bit every year. I've already made my secret plans for next year of what I'm going to add. We're not adding a lot in lights, but more in just different props around the yard. And with that, each prop is probably 400 or 500 lights, so you can add another 4,000 or 5,000 lights easy. But I'm almost at the peak of what I can use for my electricity.
If you look closely, you will find the house wrapped in extension cords and plugs, keeping all of those 45,000 bulbs blinking. And while Brian will likely continue tinkering with the display, trying to make it better and brighter, his primary concern is that it bring joy to others during this season that he loves.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
I love it. It's really fun. It's amazing. Wish I could be that creative.
People just love it. They always thank me for doing it, but I would do it even if there was no people coming, because I just love the lights so much.
Coming up, Binky and the Inflatable Rudolph.